right. Hello, CoachMe expert members. Welcome to this month's expert interview. I have a very special guest for you today. Her name is Cindy Cobb. She's the founder and CEO of Allure Enhancement Center in Louisiana. Say hi, Cindy.
Hi, everyone.
We are trying a new platform today. Usually you only get to hear my voice, but today we're actually trying out a new platform that we're going to be using from now on. So you guys can see me and whoever I'm interviewing, so you can get a true vision of taking place on CoachMe expert interviews. So I'm very excited. I want to start by first welcoming all the new members. This membership is growing exponentially. We have over 1,000 members now with the CoachMe experts, so I'm very excited. And how it works to the people that are just joining us for the first time. So the nice thing about the CoachMe expert is that we record every single interview that I do. And once we record it, we put it on iTunes, we put it on our website, we put it on a private member page. And now with this new platform, we're going to be putting it actually on YouTube as well. Because the nice thing about this technology that we're using today is it records directly onto YouTube, so everybody can actually go and watch this video broadcast. So I'm so excited that we're trying this out. As you know, I'm always innovating and trying something new. You have to keep up with everything, right? So one thing people always ask me is, why do I do the CoachMe expert as a complimentary membership? Well, frankly, it's my way of giving back to the community. I love the fact that I can invite people like Cindy and other experts that I've had in the past and experts that I'm going to have in the future to get them to come and share their knowledge and their wisdom and their insight and strategies to help professionals like you keep up on the trends and everything that's going on. So that's really why we do it. So I want to encourage you to mark your calendar. Every last Tuesday of every month is when we get together at 3 p.m. Eastern. So you guys can gain access to all the experts that I bring to you. So I'm very excited that you're here with us today. So I want to start by introducing Miss Cindy Cobb. And then I'm going to have her actually share her story as well with you. So Cindy has, as I said, she's the founder and CEO of Allure Med Spa, actually Allure Enhancement Center. I'm sorry about that. And she has several degrees. I tease her all the time because Cindy has almost a newsletter next to her name for all the degrees that she has had. She's amazing. So she has a Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree from the University of Southwestern, Louisiana. She got that in 1979. Then she has received the Master of Science in Health Services Administration degree from the University of St. Francis in 1992. And then she has a Master's of Science degree in nursing as a nurse practitioner, clinical nurse specialist in women's health. She got that in 2005 from the University of South Alabama. And she also has a doctorate in nursing practice from Chatham University in 2009. So you know I wasn't joking. So she has so many credentials behind her and expertise, and I am so excited that she's here with me. So on top of all that, she's currently certified as a women's health nurse practitioner and medical aesthetic professional. In June of 2014, Cindy was honored by being inducted as a fellow by the American Association of Nurse Practitioners. That's a big honor, you guys. She also continues to provide aesthetic treatments. Actually, she's been doing aesthetic treatments since 2002. As a matter of fact, when Botox first got approved, Cindy was right there getting trained and started to do injections from that long ago. So she's amazing. Actually, I've known her for over 4 years now, probably almost 5 years. Right. And people drive a long way to come and actually receive injections by her because she's so great. Now, as far as her business, she started out with a 1,000 square foot facility. And now she has a 7,500 square foot facility where she has a full medi spa, day spa, and a salon. So she operates in into 3 different revenue streams. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is how you can maximize the revenue within your facility. In addition to that, I have to brag a little bit more about her because she's also an author. You know, that's a big deal to me and to her. And not only did she publish a book from attending the book writing seminar with us, as a matter of fact, I have her copy right here. It's a great book. You should get a copy. If you go to her website, you'll be able to see it. And also, we're putting it on Amazon for her, so you can get a copy. It's called Turning Back the Hands of Time. But she also published a study guide for aesthetic professionals who are preparing for the medical aesthetic professional certification examination. So she also has that. So obviously, she's truly an expert, and I am so excited that she's here with us today to share her knowledge, wisdom, and success story. So you guys are inspired and ready to go and do it yourself. So welcome, Cindy. It's great to have you.
Thank you so much, Dory. It's a pleasure to be here, and I appreciate the opportunity. And you know, when you've arrived is when Dory invites you to be the expert on her interview with the expert. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. I want to say a couple more things. Actually, Cindy, since we've known each other for a while, actually, we met at a trade show. I think it was Dallas, maybe. I don't remember exactly which one. But she's a Leap Ahead graduate. She's a CoachMe Platinum member. We do her done-for-me marketing. And as I mentioned, she came to the book writing seminar. So she practices the things that we go over and we teach. And I'm just so excited that she's here with us today. So I'm going to go over the content, what we're going to discuss today, and then we'll dive right in. I would like to have Cindy share with us her story of how she got started, then talk about her milestones, her growth path, how she was able to go from 1,000 square feet to 7,500. Then we're going to talk about how she differentiates herself from other professionals in her community. And then we're going to talk about the 3 different revenue streams that she has, the Medi Spa, the Day Spa, as well as the salon. And then we're going to discuss some of her challenges and how she overcomes them, especially last year in Louisiana. As you know, they had the big hurricane. So I want to show you how she actually went right through that whole ordeal and still smelling like a rose and still growing the business. And then we're going to wrap up with some Q&A. So since we're online, if you'd like to submit a question, feel free to submit it in the chat box. And we're going to leave some time at the end for some of your questions. So let's start, Cindy, by telling us a little bit about how you got started in all this.
Well, you know, I was kind of reflecting back when you were discussing all the degrees and that I have behind my name. It just goes to show how old I am, too. That's just like, oh, my gosh, that's a lot of years behind me. So we need to have had a lot of experiences and a lot of, you know, different things that you've been involved in. And I was real fortunate back in the early 2000s. I was a chief operating officer with a healthcare company and owned a small portion of it. And our company kind of reorganized, and I was organized out of the organization. And you know, you kind of sit there and scratch your head and try to decide what you're going to do and where you're going to go with your business. And had an opportunity to go for training with for Botox, and took that opportunity back in 2002. And interestingly enough, while I was at the training, the Botox was approved by the FDA. So it's just been a passion of mine that I've had, you know, to help others to be involved. And this just kind of is a little bit of a different route of helping others, you know, look and feel better about themselves. You know, kind of was a psych nurse for many, many years, and you're always looking for people wanting to feel better and have a better self-esteem and feel better about themselves. And this was just a good opportunity to do that. I think my milestone that I had reached personally was that I was approaching the big 5-0. And so on a selfish nature, I guess you're a little bit more interested in lines and wrinkles and all those other things as well.
Yes, I know all about them. So how did you get started in the business? Like from when you were in a 1,000 square foot space, how did that come about?
Well, I actually, you know, initially I worked within a Medi Spa setting and worked with a plastic surgeon. And then After about 7 or 8 years of working with her, kind of branched out on my own. And, I, as opposed to people that take the philosophy of go big or go home, I went small, and I'm still here. So I started small and just grew the business, and have just continued to grow, and had a wonderful opportunity of meeting people throughout the state. And I even still have patients, and I'll call them patients or guests that myself personally that move out of state and still fly back in, for their Botox or their fillers. And so it's a nice compliment. And then when you have mothers that bring their daughters or their spouses, and so it's a nice compliment. It's a good feeling that they entrust you to share your expertise with others.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's the biggest compliment, I think, when people fly in to get their injections from you. Right. For sure. Yeah. So how did the transition go from the smaller place? How did the $7,500 space come about, and what motivated you? That's a big jump. Usually people go from maybe 1,000 to 3,000, then 7,500. Yeah. How did you make that leap?
Well, of course, we went from 1,000 to 2,000. And of course, in the 1,000, it was just myself, and I had a guest services person working with me, and we were just kind of outgrowing that, and we're wanting to add on. My guests were starting to ask for additional services, and they were saying, we're already getting these services, we're coming to you for this, and why would we want to go somewhere else? We much prefer to be spending our money all in one place. So we moved into about a 2,000 square foot after a couple of years, and filled that up and continued to grow. And we still had the demand. We were able to fill our books and weren't able to add on any additional services. We needed more machines, lasers, those kinds of things. We needed to add additional team members, to our working team. So that's when we had an opportunity to look at something that was 7,500 square foot. I'm a teacher I love to teach. I love to share my knowledge. And so when something came available that was large enough to do that, I originally looked at a large area where I could host events as well. So I wouldn't have to leave my my place of business. Because when you're bringing guests in, you don't want to take them out of, you want to bring them to you and show off your place of business. And so I wanted them here, and to be able to handle large numbers, large volumes, we needed a larger square footage and all. And that was another reason we looked at, to have an opportunity, a large training room, because I do train other nurses and physicians, and I train estheticians in the area as well. And primarily was doing that on the weekend because I have to run a business during the week. So I looked at the square footage that I had for the training, like what else could I possibly do with that? And so a blow bar, a salon was kind of born, what kind of like a multi-use room. And so that's how essentially the salon evolved. When I originally moved into this, large area, it wasn't with the intention of doing that, but prior to moving in, after thinking and looking at possible revenue streams, why not have a one-stop shop for our guests? They could come in, they could get their hair done, they could get a manicure, a pedicure, colors, cuts. Whole families could come in. From the toddlers all the way up. So that's kind of how it all evolved.
That's great positioning, and it's nice to have everything under one roof. And I often get that question, how many different things can I offer? Should I be a day spa? Should I be a med spa or a salon? So how do you see that working for you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner? Do you sometimes wish you didn't have one of them, or are you very happy that you have all three aspects of those revenue streams?
Well, I guess the biggest challenge for us, of course, is the salon. It's the newest, revenue stream that we've added. Med spa comes fairly easily. It's what I've always done, and that kind of builds on itself. And day spa we've, added, and that's, done for itself very well. So our salon right now is our largest challenge, and finding the right team member to work within that setting. It's a little bit different than the other team members. And I don't have any expertise in running a salon. And even with a day spa, at least, I can do some crossover because I do, chemical peels, microdermabrasions. So I understand what those particular people do, what their necessary skills are. I have no idea about cosmetologists, colors, cuts. And so that's a little bit different for me. but I hired a manager, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what her background is. And that came and ran a day spa and a med spa and a salon. So, I hired someone that had some strengths where I was weak. And I think that's kind of a key point. You want to hire someone, that you don't have the expertise, so that you can utilize their strengths.
Right. Well, that's very smart. Actually, I hear from so many different members and non-members that what you just said about the hair salon usually is one of their biggest challenges as far as recruiting and keeping. And the reason for that is because so many hairstylists these days want to go and booth rent and have their own little hours and do whatever they want and come and go as they please.